But some of you will get caught up in this trap of constantly learning because you're afraid to sit down with one model, follow the rules, stick to that process, and let it yield whatever experience is intended for you. And then you have a baseline. That's why I could literally give out a model every single day. And some of you want me to do that. But the only thing it's going to do is it's like a dog in a meat market. You ain't going to know what to do. You're going to run around and you just chase everything. Instead of simply sitting down and saying, you know what? I'll just have a filet. Thank you. And I've done that with the 2022 model. I've done that just recently with the silver bullet model. I have lots more coming, but you don't have to have anything else. The optimal trade entry was enough. OTE pattern, the flagship that was on my YouTube channel. That's enough. The 2022 model, that's enough. You can use it in every session. London, New York, PM session. You can use it in London close. You can trade it in Forex. You can trade it in futures. You can trade it in crypto. You can trade it in whatever the heck you want to trade it in. It works. There's no excuse. You have zero excuse not to have some baseline by now. You should have some kind of experience to be able to say, you know what? This works. And I have to work on refining it, but I know it works because I've seen it in back testing, looking at where it has done this in the past. I tell you what time to look for these things to form. That way you're not just going around and looking at charts blindly. Go right to these specific times of the day. That's where it's going to form. For those people that go back in their old data and their old charts and they study that, they see it, they don't need me to do 50 examples of that. They don't need to see me do it live 50 times a week. They're sold on the idea. Okay, there's something here. It merits more investigation because I see the evidence of this thing occurring. It's not contrived. It's not conjectured. It's not made up. It's not fabricated. It's really happening every day. And once you see that, you don't need to have anybody else to cheerlead for you. You know, okay, there's something here. I'm going to mine that. So I give you just a few models so that way you go in and you now start working on the skill sets that are required. Not veering off course, hopping from one PD array, one approach, fair value gap, inversion, fair value gap, breakers, market maker models, buy, sell. There's 1,000 things out there that I teach. Every individual one of them is a model. Every single one of them is an individual model. But I give you, this is the best way to learn. I'm allowing you to pick your weapon. I've opened my arsenal doors. So here it is. Look what I have here. Pick your weapon. But nothing changes when it comes to time. Time of day, these things occur at specific times, certain days of the week, certain weeks of the month, certain month of the year. I'm allowing you to bring your personality, your personal influence, because you're the problem and you're the last puzzle piece. See, some of you are sitting around here, you're writing diligent notes, you're doing this, you're doing that, and that's wonderful. But you're all waiting for that last penny to drop. The last ICT puzzle piece. And then it's all going to come together. It's all going to be crystal clear. Once he tells me this one PD, the 81 PD arrays, final last one. That's it. That's it. That's the Holy Grail. No, it's not. If you walked over to your mirror right now, look at yourself real quick. That's the final puzzle piece. And it's always been you. You're the reason why you succeed, and you're the reason why you haven't succeeded yet. And ultimately, you and you alone are the only reason why you're going to fail. That's not me talking down to you. That's me telling you the way it is. That's just the way it is. Are you coming to me for a constant dose of something new, but have done nothing with what I've already given you?
All right, boys and girls, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Wednesday, boys and girls. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Oh, hang on, let me turn a little mood lighting on. A little mood lighting on here for you. Yeah, get you guys nice and warmed up for me. Good morning, guys, good morning. Say what's up in the chat, like the stream on your way in. Hope you guys are doing well. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome in, welcome in. What's up, Ella, Maida, good morning. Money Glitch, good to see you. Simple Life, Rejan. Oh, who do we got in here? Michelle, good morning. Isaac, Jordan, good morning. Isaac, William, Nika, good morning. Radiation, good morning. Allie, MT, Jacob, J Mark, Sone, Stunna, Alex, Carlos, Shamar, Jan. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, guys, let's dive in. Market just opened up here. And we do have FOMC meeting minutes later today. We also have Nvidia earnings after hours. If you guys weren't on the stream yesterday, we did check the earnings calendar. We got Nvidia earnings after hours. So as the day kind of wears on here, to me, price could become a little bit more manipulated and or just chop as price kind of accumulates, awaiting the FOMC meeting minutes discussion and then also the Nvidia earnings report as well. So I'm really just looking to capitalize, if anything, here in the AM session this morning and see what we get. Now, one thing to point out is that we have already taken out the London low, London high, Asia high, and Asia low as well. So just something to be mindful of as we've already taken out overnight session highs and lows. So sometimes that can be one indication that potentially some not the best price action is in store for AM session. But we'll see, boys and girls. We are very close to the previous weekly high and relative equal highs up here around the 560s. And that would be the price level that I would like to trade into. You can see price has, from yesterday, took out that London low, we trade up, displace up, and now we're inside, or we're being sponsored this move up by a 4-hour fair value gap in here. Previous new week opening gap as well. And to me, this is where we're drawing, is that previous weekly high now. So that is the draw that I would like to see traded into personally. I guess I didn't put a poll in the chat, boys and girls. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me, boys and girls? Let's get that knocked out. Also, let me know if the delay is a little bit better today. Change some of the settings here on my end, so hopefully it's not as delayed as it usually is, by a few seconds at least. So let me know, boys and girls. And also let me know your bias in the chat, in the shot, boys. What's up, Carlos? What's up, Shamar? Yeah, give the stream a like for Big Daddy T. What's up, Karam? FOMC meeting minutes is kind of a pointless event. Yeah, it pretty much is. It's not like the FOMC event, obviously. It's just more of like, I will say I have noticed, though, that usually the day of, you can get some not so great price action. Obviously nothing 100%, but definitely good to know. I would say the biggest thing looming on the calendar today is going to be that Nvidia earnings after hours, to be honest. But we'll see if we can still find some decent opportunity this morning. If not, you know, it is what it is. Just a little heads up, I was able to get 3 of those Apex accounts passed yesterday. So now I got 3 PAs loaded up here. 3 down, 17 to go. So that was nice. I ended up, for anyone wondering, I basically after yesterday morning, I basically ended up just marrying the short bias, and I just looked for shorts. So where was my, so my short came for passing those PAs basically right after lunch, early into PM session. Basically caught a little bit of this move, got trailed out in profit, I want to say on like this 15-minute candle. This is the 15-minute time frame, and then I ended up catching the short from basically this 15-minute candle. Maybe it was the wick of this 15-minute. Oh yeah, 3 p.m. Okay, yeah, right around 3 p.m. I remember I got short again into this low here in this 15-minute fair value gap. So The shorts eventually paid off a little bit. But overall, I was just totally offside yesterday morning. The more I kind of reflected on price yesterday with the London low being taken, and then me not even like having London low marked out and not even noticing that was what we swept, I just felt like kind of a bonehead. But it is what it is, boys and girls. Not always sharp as a tack in these markets. That's just part of being a human being, I think. But we live to trade another day. So, but anyway, yeah, we got three of those Apex accounts passed, and we'll keep knocking out some more here as we go. But yeah, Nvidia earnings after hours, boys and girls. For those of you guys that are wondering where to find that information, if you click the calendar icon in the bottom right of your trading view, I always go right here to earnings tab, and then I just sort the market cap from top to bottom, because you're really only concerned about the multi-trillion-dollar market caps, because there's earnings that come out every day for lots of companies. But Nvidia earnings 4:20 p.m. I wonder if they do that on purpose, by the way. 4:20. I think we got some potheads that run these or something, or just totally coincidence. So anyway, yeah, as we near closer to that, that will be, in my opinion, probably a reason for price to maybe lose some volatility, lose some volume, as price just accumulates and obviously is just anticipating what's going to happen with the earnings. It's kind of the thought process, boys and girls. But looking at the poll in the shot, we've got 76% bullish today. Holy shit. Real lopsided. Real lopsided. Looking here at these internal lows right here. Relative equal lows printed on ES and NQ. We do not have any SMT here. So just equal lows. Potentially going to form a bearish SMT with this high with ES. Otherwise here, let's see, 5 minute, 1 minute. Turn that off. Here's where we are at. Current structure. Long wicks. Lots of wicks. I'm watching the 1 minute up here on my other monitor too. I've been seeing this as soon as we opened up. We've just kind of been creating these really large wicks on both ends. I guess let me know if you guys are already in positions trying to catch these longs. I just think it looks a little bit messy at the moment. A little messy at the moment. I don't love these equal lows here. I would not mind longing or looking for a long entry if we had an SMT at least. Versus these equal lows on both indices here. SMT at this high at the moment with ES putting in a new high. Equal lows basically smack dab in the middle of the opening range gap as well. But yeah, I do like these. I like the 558, 562, called the 560s previous weekly high level here. Well, most likely SMT with ES 4-hour high, looking to get 10 minute play. Yeah. Yep. Only 8 minutes into the open here. Final, let's close this poll off, boys and girls. Final vote on the day, 69% bullish. 69% bullish. We like that. I think, right? Sounds good to me. Yeah, laying trades. It's not too bad. I mean, The intraday trailing drawdown can be a pain in the you know what if you really let a trade pull back on you a lot that's in profit. But I would say that you just kind of have to manage your trades a little bit differently, whether it be more aggressively trailing your stop loss and or just taking profit, you know, sooner. To me, I've been for like those accounts that I passed, it was a lot of partialing as well. So I believe partialing will be a lot more helpful while the intraday drawdown is in effect. All right, here we go. Trading straight up here through these previous weekly highs, it looks like. Yeah, let me know if anybody did end up catching any longs, maybe off of an inversion here at the open. That'd be about it, though. I mean, maybe a 5-minute. Did we get the inversion on this BPR? Not really. Yeah, I don't know. Not the cleanest setup there, if you're asking me, but previous weekly high taken nonetheless. So I'll start to shift a little bit more bearish here probably now. Now that we've traded through those. See if we can get a trade back down and below these equal lows. Jump back out here to yeah, if we go off just current low of day to current high, mark out premium and discount, equilibrium is also right at those equal lows. Yeah, so I guess I like 10 a.m. reversal here, lining up with this. See if we can form some structure, get us closer to the top of the hour. It's only 10 minutes in to the open here. FOMC meeting minutes YEEB free. So not the same thing as the FOMC Fed funds release. But nonetheless, it can still be a factor. Nvidia earnings probably the bigger player today after hours. Hey Tyler, when you buy straight to Symphono with Tradeify, do you pay monthly fees or is there a set timeline to hit the profit target? Yeah, no, that is actually one of the nice things is you do not pay any monthly fee to maintain the account. Once you pay for the straight to funded account, it's basically like a funded account, right? No more monthly fees. You can take as long as you want. There's no timeline. Yeah, take literally as much time as you need. Yeah, I was actually thinking about that the other day. I'm like, man, they probably could have snuck in like a monthly... They could have snuck in like some sort of monthly fee on this. It's actually fucking awesome that they didn't. Simple life, yeah. If you're long and you want to take a partial profit, you short whatever the amount of contracts you want to close. So you just take the opposite of whatever your position is. What do I think of session statistical mapping? I've been enjoying looking at them. I like using the open, high, low, close statistical stat mapping here on the daily. So right now you guys can kind of see how the daily looks, right, with this open, high, low, close stat map. You've got your daily manipulation here, also just slightly above previous weekly high. So we'll see maybe if you want to dig a little higher up into that, hit that manipulation level. But obviously the way that this kind of works, for those of you guys that might not be familiar with the way that the way you would read it, you have your origin level here where the day opens up, and then you have your statistical manipulation levels. And the idea is essentially to spot the power of 3 at one of these manipulation levels and then catch that distribution to the opposing manipulation and then runners to potentially the distribution levels. So that's the open, high, low, close. And then you have, if I turn on the session stat map, I have this set to New York open. And this is how the session stat map looks at the moment. But generally, yeah, I like using, because I'm looking for maybe a little bit bigger intraday swings, like 50 to 100 points, I just like using the open, high, low, close probably predominantly. But if you can get the session stat map to line up more, that's obviously an extra confluence. But then also, you know, if you're doing more scalping, because it's going to give you a smaller range because it's going off of less data. But yeah, it can be good. I like it. I like it as a confluence, not as like your, you know, not as like your end all be all bias. Just like SMT divergence. It's not an end all be all like, oh, let me form my bias around this. More so of like, it's got to line up with the narrative and the overall context that you're already seeing in the chart, and then it's a qualifier to add confluence to your trade. Just like having SMT divergence. Yeah, is anybody just turtle souping shorts up here? I'm curious if anyone's got some big old nuts. Two shorts at 560. Wow. Feel turtle soup is just a gamble. Well, it's not a gamble. There's a logic usually behind it, right? A liquidity level taken. Usually you have a decent idea where the next draw is. So I wouldn't have said it's any more of a gamble than hoping a fair value gap holds. But I will say that turtle soups are not my bread and butter generally. You will probably take a little bit more losses generally if you're trading turtle soups, just because you're not waiting for any confirmation at all, right? You're just kind of expecting a reversal to take place after buying stops or selling stops. But when you get it right, your risk reward's insane. It usually makes up for the paper cuts that you took if you keep your risk pretty consistent. Right, like if you got it even off the close of this last candle here, over 1 to 5, 12-point stop. We'll see here. I don't know. It might just be going straight to these equal lows here, but would like to get us into the macro. Would like to get us close to 10 a.m. Also want to see this 5-minute candle close, and ideally inverse this gap, trade back into it, let us get short. I'm just worried about you know, having shorted in here, and then also that 5-minute gap holds and we make another drive higher. Might not have to worry about that though. What's up, Al? Do I stream on YouTube every day? Pretty much, yep. Pretty much, unless there's a bank holiday or something. Pretty much. Yeah, well, not catching any of these, either of these moves to previous weekly high or these equal lows. All happening bright and early here. 9:30 straight up. Now we're starting to trade back in a discount of the range, so current daily range, that is. I've also noticed too that if we do end up getting like, because we did take out Asia and London high and low already, and back to the turtle soup conversation. Generally speaking, if we get seek and destroy type delivery, usually turtle soups end up being your only opportunity to catch most of those trades anyway. But all right, internal lows taken there. Into the hourly gap now. This hourly candle has totally flipped. Totally flipped. The only issue now is that previous weekly high being taken. So going into the week, my bias, or obviously what I was wanting to see, was, you know, marking out previous weekly high and low. I wanted to see previous weekly low delivery first into the gap, and then look for delivery for previous weekly high. We've basically gotten that in reverse order now. So it begs the question of, do we roll all the way back over and kind of flip this entire weekly range potentially? As the week rolls on. $15 going to close here in 9 minutes as we go to the top of the hour. Macro obviously just started. But to me, this would look pretty bearish on the 15. Just have the hourly gap to kind of worry about, but 4-hour candle closes here in 9 minutes as well. See what we get. But any sell side targets would be, if there were any more, obviously looking at the low here from yesterday, or I'm sorry, the low of the day from overnight lows. I still have Asia low from yesterday marked, but I don't think we'll move that far today. Until maybe after hours when Nvidia comes out or something. That'd be about it though. Yeah, man. How about that? Back to our originally scheduled May programming. Nail the targets both directions, but don't catch either one of them. So. Oh. Almost lost it, and this move up and move down saved you. Jeez. Nice XD. Yeah, let me know what you guys are thinking at this point. We've kind of identified the previous weekly high target here. And then these equal lows being taken out shortly thereafter. Your really only opportunity would have been, you know, the turtle soup entry up in here after previous weekly high sweep, or maybe an inversion here on the 1 minute. But your risk reward would have been a little bit shot if you took that entry, right? So I wouldn't say that would have been like the most ideal way to catch that trade. But either way, let me know what you guys are feeling now. It's kind of a wait and see. It went from like being real obvious where we're gonna be trading to now it's like, well, what's gonna hold now, right? Are we gonna hold 15-minute order block that may form here in 6 minutes for more downside? Are we going to hold the gap in here for more upside? That is the question. I will say probably also part of the reason that I lost yesterday and also Friday last week was probably trading into some high resistance. You know, I was shorting yesterday, for example. I'm shorting yesterday after we trade up from 1 hour BPR, which was obviously also London low being taken. So generally not good. Generally don't try to front run PD arrays that are holding. Usually it ends up not working out for me when I do. So you could make that argument here for lower, or against going lower, I should say. For now. Now price seems like chop. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about avoiding the chop by any means necessary, because we gotta get back on the right side, and we're not gonna do it by trading chop if that is what we get. Wanted to see the sweep down then go up. Yeah, that's why I didn't take the long dojo. I was thinking the same thing. I don't want to see these equal lows here and try to long against them. I mean, clean delivery just right at the beginning of opening range. 9 minutes in, we take previous weekly high, and before the macro even begins, we're already taking out these lows here, so not a whole lot of follow through to the downside on this move either, as of yet. Time to sit on your fingers. That sounds stinky. Yeah. Biggest losing streak you've ever had. I'm currently on your biggest losing streak. Biggest losing streak I've ever had. I guess I don't maybe know an exact number of trades. I would, if I had to guess, it'd probably be about like 7 ish, maybe 8 losers, but maybe they weren't all like in a row exactly. Maybe it was like loss, break even, get left behind, loss, break even, loss, like something like that kind of a sequence. But yeah, essentially a bunch of losses in a row, or maybe like just a week of nothing but L's. But that'd probably be the biggest. But you could also argue on some of those losses, I'm sure, if I'm being real critical, like some of the losses were probably very easily avoidable. You know, I'm sure they weren't all perfect trades, high quality. But the biggest thing that I would say, this is the importance of obviously knowing what you're risking and knowing your risk management before you start like a funded account, or I guess even an eval. You know, is knowing that you need to lose a certain number of trades in a row before the account is blown. And then, like, if you do end up losing that many trades in a row, taking actual quality trades, it's kind of like you just accept it at that point. You're like, you know what? It is what it is. I was in a fucking one of those windows of time where you're just taking a bunch of losses in a row based on your model. You know, generally I would say if your drawdown is divided responsibly, you're not gonna have to really worry about that all that much. Because I think the biggest culprit is people, after they endure some losses, one of two things happens. Either they just become super emotional and they just throw their plan out the window and start trading whatever to try to get back green, try to save the account. Or even worse, you start kind of second guessing everything, and now you're seeing good setups come and go that you're not executing on because you're just lacking confidence in your system, in your model. So then you start second guessing, and then you might end up going on tilt because a couple moves come and go that you didn't participate in because you were, you know, timid. So you just got to stay consistent in whatever that is as best as you can. I'm not saying you shouldn't feel like the emotions of it, because I mean, I think you're always going to feel the emotions as long as you're not a sociopath. So, but yeah, you got to try to not let the emotions dictate your decisions too much. Easier said than done, but that is the right answer. Yeah, we just ran these lows out again into that gap. We are still holding that gap. it's hard for me to want to fade it and short into it right now. Short against it, right? Like if you're targeting these lows here, for example. See what happens though. I would say though, there's not, in my opinion at least, there is not a reason for price to need to target any objectives higher. Like my weekly buy side objective, you could argue, like, technically has been met now, right? Like I wanted to see it in reverse order. I wanted to see previous weekly low into previous weekly high. Obviously, previous weekly high was delivered first here now, so you know, how this forms the rest of the week is kind of a wait and see for me at this point. Took a short on the 5-minute breaker after the 1-minute inverse. 50% of the hourly bullish for value gap. Was that a good play? I took a short on the 5-minute breaker after the 1-minute inverse. After the 1-minute inverse, 5-minute breaker. When you say 5-minute breaker, are you saying you just shorted from here at 1-minute inverse? So you waited until like this candle closure here to here? Oh, so you just got a little scalp here? I mean, yeah, it looks like a decent scalp. Decent scalp, decent scalp. Yeah, I got nothing against it, Tiernan. Nothing against it. Looks like you had some logic behind it. I don't know what your risk reward looked like or anything like that, but I imagine it didn't look too shabby. I don't know if you put your stop up here or not, but what would you catch, like 25, 30 points roughly? Stop loss at the all-time high, yeah. Yeah, no wonder why these Apex payouts are getting banned. Everyone with the negative 50 RR, putting their stop at the all-time high. I think we could see some longs if we break structure on the 1 minute right there because of the 1 hour. We hit the 06 level and reacted pretty good. That is true. You see I have OT marked up of this range because that'd be ideal, obviously, for looking to see a reaction to continue short. We are an OT of this range here. Like I said, I just don't, like at this very moment, now that previous weekly high is taken, I don't have a short-term buy-side objective that I'm targeting anymore. This was my buy-side objective for this week. All right, so that's probably the only hesitation I have with also looking for a long necessarily right here. However, you know, seeing price maybe dig back up into here and then hold this area and then set something up like this, I would love that. To me, that trade, I'd feel a lot more confident in that trade than I would longing like down in here, either up into here or trying to get back to the high. That's just me though. But simply just because this buy side objective's taken, like I don't, to me, we've completed what we ran up here to do in my mind. Does that make sense? Clap once if you're with me. Claps twice. What's up, Retain? Look for shorts, buddy. That's what I just kind of outlined. That's what I just kind of outlined here. So I got the fib drawn on. We'll see what we get. Who knows? If we end up just like kind of identifying this as chop as we roll into the silver bullet hour, maybe it'll be best to kind of sideline or maybe fuck around on some more apex evals. But yeah, I would hate to do damage and then we end up like looking back in an hour and being like, oh fuck, it was all chop. You know what I mean? But to me, this would be a clean move. If we did get a retrace into here, forgot I can use this little guy now. How was that go again? Alt. This would be very nice. We are 5 minutes into the new hour. Kind of stalling here. We did one dig below this low. See if we can get this trade back up into here. Or if we're just going to stay heavy, but 5-minute OB. We have this 5-minute BPR resting in here at OT as well. $15-minute OB is the 9:30 opening price. If anyone was wondering. ES hasn't taken weekly highs. Do you think that changes things? I didn't even realize that necessarily, but no, I guess it's just SMT. So if anything that adds some confluence to more shorting, more of a short bias. SMT at weekly high with ES. But yeah, need to see some reason to short here. You know, the ideal move obviously would have been being able to catch the short from previous weekly high down to these internal lows. That would have been, in and out trade for me. Would have been done after that. And then seeing how we form. But yeah, wasn't able to catch that as it formed basically right at the open and then right before macro. So, and I wasn't going to turtle super inverse entry that trade. No, so not going live for FOMC. It's not the FOMC like meeting. It's not the FOMC Fed funds rate release. It's just the meeting minutes. And to me, my mind is PM session is going to be likely lower probability because it's anticipating Nvidia earnings coming out after hours. I could be wrong. PM could be amazing. I've been wrong before, but that's just kind of the anticipation and expectation for now. And then you'll see after market hours 420 will come around and we'll just start going nuts one way or the other from the Nvidia earnings. BPR's balanced price range, Suhail. So like this would be an example of a BPR right up in here. So you notice how we have a bullish fair value gap here overlapping with a bearish fair value gap here. So this would be what's known as a balanced price range, overlapping fair value gaps like this. Strong PD array. Jacob, the way that you filter those earnings is I just go to the market cap right here and I just filter it so it's pointing down. So this puts all the bigger market caps on top. You'll have to scroll for Wednesday. You have to scroll back to the top, but market cap here, Nvidia. And then yeah, you'll just be wary of like the Googles, the Amazons, the Apples, Tesla, Nvidia, Microsoft, those companies. Is there any reasoning behind SMT, or is it just an observation? No, yeah, there's a reasoning. Yeah, it's divergence between correlated assets. Generally, your biggest reversals will come when you have a divergence between those assets at preferably some sort of an external high or low. Right, previous weekly high, previous weekly low, previous day, previous session. No, yeah, if there's a better way, if anybody knows of a better way to like get notified of the earnings calendar like that, let me know, because to me this is the best way that I've found, is just manually going and looking at this, like, I don't know, once a week and just seeing what's coming. But generally you'll see that a lot of these big earnings generally fall on Wednesday of whatever week, and it's usually like the 3rd to 4th week of a month. And then obviously the beginning of the month you're worried about NFP, CPI, the actual Fed funds, FOMC. And then later in the month, you might have to contest with some earnings reports, and then obviously some options expiration. ICT mentioned those 1 minute relative equal lows before sweeping last week high in a tweet, and he says, I'm done for today, in next tweet. Nice. So he was wanting to see these lows swept too before the run higher. Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, if we can stay patient, there's still opportunity here. To me, the opportunity would be kind of what we have outlined here. Trade back into premium, maybe OT of this range, mitigate this BPR, right? And then if I just mark out just the BPR area where they overlap, mitigate. I don't like this little dot on my thing. Let's go back. Mitigate up in here and then form some PD arrays to the downside. This might take a while, so you might have to be patient with this one today. Or it may not happen at all, right? We could just grind sideways a little bit and then the floor gives out. But if that's the case, then it's fine. It's just no opportunity for me there. But the expectation coming into today wasn't like necessarily very high. We talked about it yesterday. So it's just one of those days. Just one of those days. If price does stay a little bit messy though, maybe I could look to kind of scalp these Apex Evals. We'll keep the PAs. We won't touch the PAs. We'll let those live to see another day. I want to stack up more of these and get like at least 10 before I start trading the PAs. Now, what do you guys think? At least like 10. But maybe with the 90% sale, I don't know. I'm thinking about just snagging like 15 of them and copy trading all of them. I mean, it's like $16 or whatever. The only little kick in the groin is all the activation fees. Like I paid what was it, like $420 in activation fees last night just for these 3. So those activation fees, they do be adding up. That is one thing about the 20 accounts. That's a lot of activation fees. That is a lot of activation fees. Cutoff wait time for a trade, like for the morning, you're saying? Usually I'm just looking to trade like the 10 a.m. macro, 11 a.m. macro, and then usually after like 11 a.m. getting into 11:30. If I'm not in something, usually I'm pretty much set for the morning, and You know, if we were like very one-sided, I will come around charts about mid-lunch and see if we've taken out, like if there was a clear objective that I was waiting for a price to kind of trade into before looking for reversal or something like that. Sometimes you'll see those setups, like if we're very one-sided all morning, which obviously today we're not, but if you're very one-sided like all morning, and there was kind of no fair shot to really join the move unless you kind of like chased it or did like an institutional order flow entry drill. Sometimes you'll see those mid-lunch will take out the objective. The lunch hour will put in kind of the high of the day, and then you'll see PM session correct the move back down to rebalance. So usually if we're very one-sided, I'll at least take a look at lunch, or I'll set alerts and just see if we've taken out a level and then see what happens. But like yesterday, we kind of just continued higher. Like, let me show you yesterday's price action. Yesterday we did continue higher, taking out lunch high into the PM, and then at 2 p.m. So yeah, PM silver bullet hour, we end up getting the reversal. Well, actually no, I take that back. Actually, or no, yeah, 2 p.m. Sorry, thought I was on the hourly chart for a second. Yeah, man. So just waiting here, boys and girls. SMTing the lows here with ES currently. ES is putting in lower lows, while NQ's putting in a higher low. See if this can fuel the retracement back up into here. Also, boys and girls, you'll be sad to know my new PC. You guys can't hear it from your guys' end, but ever since I've had this, which I've only had it like 2 weeks now or something like that, the rear fan on my PC makes this like clicking sound. You guys, like I said, probably can't hear it, but oh my god, it actually drives me a little crazy. So anyway, I gotta take it back in already, and they said it's probably a bad bearing in the fan on the rotor. Yeah, I gotta tell you, dude, my experience with PC so far has been, I'm not gonna lie, it's been a little bit. The one nice thing though is just I've actually really enjoyed NinjaTrader and Replicanto and using these and getting familiar with them. I have really much enjoyed that. I have enjoyed that. That's probably the only thing. That's probably the only thing. No, dude, everything's silent. It's just like it's supposed to be silent, but like that fan, I don't know, like the rotor or something's defective on it. The bearing, they said. It's covered by warranty, but still, the place I bought it at, I got to drive like 2 hours to get it serviced. I do it myself, but I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You know what else happened, bro? I bought this, and then literally yesterday when I was kind of like mentioning to support what was happening or seeing if I could get a resolution, I found out that the same PC I bought the very next week went on sale. Talk about the perfect entry in the wrong direction. You know what I'm saying? Not too much. It was only like $300 off, but still, who doesn't want to save $300? That could have paid for my PA activation fees. Sone, honestly, I like where your head's at this point. No, we'll keep it. Like I said, I do like NinjaTrader and Replicanto. Obviously, this is like almost impossible on Mac. You got to run parallels, and I've heard it's just real clunky and just not the best. So, you know, the sacrifices you make, I guess. Shit. That's like 20 Apex 50Ks right now, yeah. Also, what is can you guys let me know? I guess, I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm trying to test what the delay is. Let's see. Typo, As soon as you hear this, type the number 9. Oh, okay. That's not too bad. It's like 5 seconds. It's 5 seconds for at least the ones that are not buffering. You know what's crazy, Bjorn, Sal? Like, May hasn't really been consolidation. It hasn't really been consolidation, but it's AM session. Yes. AM session's been a lot of that for the most part, with the exception of a few days. But we've gotten a lot of movement. It's just happening at, you know, outside of normal times. Like the most traded session in the markets, New York AM session, has been kind of the least trustworthy session in a lot of cases this month. But we've moved a lot. I mean, just look at the monthly candle. I mean, this monthly candle is outrageous. This monthly candle is like, oh my goodness, boys and girls. It's like Shrek's happy to see ya. That's what this looks like. This looks like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you came out of the shower, dropped your towel, and Shrek happened to be standing there, and he goes, "This is my swamp." And you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how it's been. This is my swamp. But yeah, there was more headlines today with the EU finalizing trade deals with the United States. You know, yeah, it's just crazy. Pretty crazy. The last couple of months. It's really, talk about Trump markets. For those of you guys that traded the Trump markets at all during his first term, like in the first, what, 3-4 months of his presidency this time around, like, I mean, he's making his first term look like child's play. Absolute child's play. So you've witnessed some history, that is for sure. You've witnessed some market history. That is for sure. See, this is why you don't just long this, because this is staying heavy. Staying heavy. I'm not sure where the logo get put in. Just retested New York midnight. Let's take a look at the daily. You could maybe make the case for a long to short. It's only not, what, geez, 20 minutes into the new hour. You could maybe make this case if we form an order block here. No, AM might be it might be patched for now, but it'll be back. It'll be back with a vengeance. You just gotta stay patient, right? Like the whole classic saying that you gotta stay. The market can stay irrational much longer than you can stay solvent. And this is really what it comes down to in moments like these, at least for New York AM session traders, or just being adaptable. I mean, you see some people trading a little bit more outside of AM session now, Asia, London, etc. But if you are only an AM session trader predominantly, it's just about picking your shots as wisely as possible with good risk. Tyler, did you talk about the TradingView screener for the earnings, or just the thing in the bottom right of your chart? Yeah, just the thing in the bottom right. I guess the screener, I've never used that. I don't even know what that is, to be honest with you. Just a screener. But yeah, I was just wondering if anybody knew of any, like, for earnings. You know, like, obviously we all use Forex Factory predominantly, or Financial Juice, I guess some people use, to just look at, like, these big, you know, red folder, orange folder news events. I was wondering if there was, like, it'd be nice if Forex Factory included some of those big earnings on here, to be honest. Or if you guys knew of a source that had them kind of listed out like this or similar to this. But, I mean, it's not a big deal to just go and open this up and look every, you know, once a week or whatever, once you're kind of getting to the back half of the month. Not a big deal. But there's been plenty of days where I had no idea, like, Nvidia earnings was coming out until I'm like, man, why was price so ass this morning? Oh man, I traded all day, and all day it was just chop. What's going on? And we just fly at 4 o'clock, and I'm like, oh no, I know what it was. I know what it was. Check the Discord. What the? Oh, so does this let you, like, add certain stocks to it and then it notifies you, or what is this? What is the purpose of this? You can set the filter up with the screener section of TradingView, 200 billion market cap and above for NQ2. Oh, does it send you alerts then? That's pretty neat. If it works. Not sure, to be honest. Fuck. Fuck. Well, there's different earnings that come out, Javi. I want to say that these earnings are actually more so monthly. Monthly earnings, quarterly earnings. And obviously you have annual earnings as well. But I have noticed that there are some months where there's, like, no earnings that come out at all. So maybe I'm not totally correct in that. Maybe it is just quarterly and I'm just losing it. Why do you still watch ICT videos when you're already profitable and have your specific model? Well, I just like to watch them, one, to be, I guess, privy to what he's currently talking about or saying, just kind of for entertainment. Partially, but then also, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and act like there's nothing I can learn, right? Because I could learn something. I mean, imagine if I just watched the 2022 model and then I said the same thing, right? Like, oh, I'm not gonna watch anything from 2023, 2024. I'm not gonna listen to them anymore because I got my model. You could do that, I guess, in theory, but then you might miss out on something else that maybe would be helpful in your trading. So, you know, he at the end of the day has more market experience than me. Obviously, I can't prove the statement that he's made more in trading. That's kind of the whole criticism that he gets in the internet space. I can't prove it, but I can choose to believe. Like, I choose to believe. I just assume that you can't be this knowledgeable about the markets and not have made money trading. Like, if me of all people have been able to make money from trading and other, like, you see all these other ding dongs on the internet, if they can make money trading and you're going to sit here and say, oh yeah, I don't believe ICT's made money trading, I feel like that's a pretty unrealistic point of view. You know what I mean? You can dislike him for whatever reason if you want to, or he could rub you the wrong way with some of the things he has said, but yeah, I just don't, I submit to the fact that he has more market experience than me, probably, I'm assuming far, far, far more success than me. So to not being willing to listen to somebody that essentially has what you want doesn't make sense. You know? And it's up to you to kind of decipher what is useful and what's not useful. I'm not saying listen to him and then like immediately start applying every little different thing he says. I'm not saying that at all. Just like if you have a model that works for you and you're sitting here looking, you know, either listening to me or listening to any of these other people, like some people like probably saw JadeCap get that big payout and then they're immediately like trying to find every JadeCap video on the internet, and then they're trying to like formulate everything. Every trade that they take now is going to be framed around like trying to trade like JadeCap, and that's not good. You're not him. He's been trading for 15 years. You've been trading for how many? Less than 5 probably. ICT's been trading for over 30 years, right? So it's just a different level of experience. So to try to trade like this person or that person is not even, one, it's not possible, but just using common sense, it's also not realistic. But yeah, no, you can listen to people and not do everything that they say verbatim or take everything that they say, you know, as it's written in stone or anything like that. You know, at the end of the day, you still have to be able to identify these things in the market live, real time. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. You know, and there's certain PD arrays, there's certain signatures and price that we see that just jump out at us. For some people, it's breakers and order blocks or whatever. Some people, it's fair value. I mean, obviously, fair value gaps are pretty fucking simple, but you guys get the gist. There's certain structures, there's certain signatures and price that, like, for whatever reason or another, like, I can just spot them. I don't even have to try. They just fucking jump off the chart at me. And generally, those are the models that will serve you the most, instead of trying to force things that you think are there, but they're really not. The best setups are the ones that jump off the chart, right? The ones you really gotta like rack your brain about. I don't know. Is it good? Is it not good? Generally, it's not. Let's be honest here, though. ICT has definitely made a ton more money from his YouTube than trading. Oh yeah, he's made a ton of money. He's been honest about that. He said that he's made, you know, a lot of money from his private group, his mentorship that he sold. I mean, I don't think there's any secrets in that. I mean, you know, but you know, we can't say that. I don't know the exact dollar amounts or anything that he's made from either or, but yeah, I mean, look at the guy's YouTube channel. What is he coming up on like 2 million subs at this point? I don't even know. It's pretty nuts though. If you just look at, like, from a marketing perspective, it's pretty insane. Like, kind of what it's become. I mean, how popular the concepts are now, right? Yeah, 1.76 million. I mean, that shit is insane. That's pretty nuts. For a day trader, he's got to be the biggest day trader, like, following. That's got to be the biggest day trading following on the internet, is it not? What day trader has more followers than that? 1.76 million. That's just on YouTube. And don't get me wrong, boys. Don't get me wrong. I've had my criticisms, you know. But you can have your criticisms and not let maybe one thing that you disagree with or one criticism that you have cloud, you know, your ability to think logically about everything else, right? Like I can still vote for Trump and still be critical of some of the things. I can still be critical of some of the things that he does, even though I voted for the guy. You know what I'm saying? The one time that I was aware of him being in my stream was actually the one day that I probably went the hardest being very critical of him. And all of a sudden he pops up in my chat. And he says, ICT's overrated. Focus on yourself. And I'm like, oh, well, I just got kicked off the will of all the ICT children. I'm off the will. Fuck. So now he probably thinks I'm some hater. I just try to be fair. You can give people 100% strategy, still 90% of people will still fail. With 100% strategy, if it was 100% strategy, then it would be 100%. But yeah, if you gave them a 90, let's say 90% strategy, Michael. If you gave them a 90% win rate strategy, a lot of people would still fail, yeah. Yo, trading's fucking tough. That's why it's the hardest easy money you'll ever make. The fucking hardest easy money you will ever make. But yeah, Javi, what you said, if you take a lot of, or I'm sorry, was it Javi? Oh yeah, no. You said if you study his content for years, you will take or understand almost every trade he takes. Well, you might understand some of. I mean, I'm such a big like time guy though. This is just me. I'm such a big time and price guy to the point where it's like I've just gotten myself like I know what it took to get me from never ever knowing where price was going to go, like almost ever. I never knew how to form a bias. I never knew where the next draw was. I never knew how to identify the proper power of 3. And like I would always find myself kind of in the wrong side of price. I'm sitting there and like I'd get so frustrated seeing all these other people somehow just nailing it day after day after day. And I'm like, you know, it's frustrating at first. And then like as you kind of just gain, I mean, I just don't know how else to explain it. Like it's not the answer that most people want to hear, but it's just like, dude, you just sit here on the charts, you fucking show up here every day, and you just start to learn. It's like almost like osmosis. So you just fucking start absorbing these patterns, and you just see these candles form, and you're just like, okay, now it's finally one thing clicks, and then another thing clicks. And you start being able to piece it together to the point where you can kind of start gauging where price is likely going. And then another thing clicks. And then before you know it, like you're able to do this on a somewhat repeated, you know, timeline. And then that's how you become profitable. Obviously, you got to control a lot of other variables alongside that. But yeah, I just think that's why if traders fail, that's simply it, because they lost money while they were learning, gaining experience, and then they gave up, or they just didn't really want to bet enough, right? Because it's a lot of above the shoulders, between your ears, you know, mental capital that you're using here. And you know, when a lot of people don't get the microwave success that they've been promised from the industry that is day trading, they get discouraged and throw in the towel, and they become a statistic. But it's just so interesting, like looking back, just assessing myself, I guess, how I went from being like not able to understand anything and know where anything was gonna, like how these people could analyze charts so well. I couldn't fucking fathom it. I was just like, how the fuck, like. But anyway, the one of the ways that I got myself to the point of being able to do that on a more consistent, with a consistent basis with confidence, 100% was around trading way less, trading one asset, trading one time or one session, and then using time and price to have as much precision as possible. Because to me, this is just for me, like that's probably the one thing that maybe will be my next step as a trader, is being able to confidently know when to engage with price pre-market, maybe know when to engage with price even like Asia session, right? Because as we know, we see a lot of great runs that can take place sometimes in those time periods, and obviously it's frustrating when you end up with a session in the AM session that you're like, well, I can't do fucking shit with this because it happened, because the run happened in this time or pre-market or whatever, you know. But I do know that it weeding away all the excess fat from my trading helped a lot. And I don't think if I was trying to trade all these sessions, Asia, pre-market, New York AM and PM all the time, I know that if I was trying to do those things like all the time every day, I wouldn't be profitable. 0% chance. I'm almost certain of it. So less is more absolutely is the moral of the story. Anyway. Diane, you were an IML as well. Peace be with you. I also was at one point. Not my proudest moment. But hey. It did give me an insight to like what trading guru, furu, scammer lifestyle was all about, and it kind of gave me some insights onto how they went about it and how they do it, how they get away with it. So like seeing it firsthand was kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, because now I don't have any questions. Imagine being a trader. Like, you guys remember when you were brand new to trading and you didn't know who was real and who was not? Like, now a lot of you guys have been trading so long that, I mean, you can just listen to somebody talk about trading and you can kind of get a pretty good gauge for like, oh, this person's full of total shit, or this person seems actually have been through some shit and knows a thing or two. You know, I feel like we can gauge that pretty easily now, right? If you've been trading for a few years. I'm just trying to find the silver lining, Diane, but that's all I got for you. That's the only silver lining I got. Tyler, what do you think about TJR? I don't know, not a fan. Funny guy, good marketer. I do think he lied about a lot of his trading results, though, to gain credibility and sell a mentorship, but that's my opinion. What did I miss? Why do you guys talk about TGR so much? Yeah, I got a little elevator background music going. Diego, you guys can probably hear. I'll turn it up here quick. Fucking balling out of control, boys. No, this is actually a superstition that I have, though. This is a superstition that I have. Like, when I'm trading PM session by myself, when I play music while I trade, the trade always, and I'm not exaggerating, always goes against me. It's a superstition that I've grown. Because there's been times where I'm in a trade, I'm so deep in profit, I'm like, oh man, let's go, a break even. Put some music on, let's roll. Can't wait for this to hit TP and we get out of here. And then the moment I play the music, that thing turns around so fast. Just like having it's like having the magnet on your chart. It just doesn't work for me. It works for everybody else, just not me. So the most I can give you guys is the elevator music. What's up, Mad Buyer? Thanks for the 27 sec. What is a sec? I actually gotta look this up. I feel like I should know this. Sec. Currency. Swedish krona. Oh, thanks, Matt Buyer, for the Swedish krona. Do I have a private group for trading? I do not have a private group for trading. Nope. I stream for free on YouTube. For free on YouTube. I don't know. Maybe we'll do a private group eventually when I get sick of the YouTube trolls. But until then, we'll just be here. We'll do it live, boys and girls. But no, it'd be nice to stay live and free on YouTube for, well, until they ban me for saying something wrong. So hopefully forever. Well, maybe not forever, but for the foreseeable future. But anyway, guys, we got 10:45. I know we haven't been talking about trading a whole lot so far, or like in the last 45 minutes, just because there really hasn't been a whole lot to talk about. After these levels have been taken, we've just been slow grind down. You got this little pop-up here. We're kind of already inversing this gap. We'll see if we end up getting back above here. I'm liking all of this low resistance liquidity here. This is a freaking steep trend line here. This is a steep trend line, aka trend line liquidity, boys and girls. Low resistance liquidity run loading, I think. So we got macro beginning here in like 4 minutes. I'm just going to take this fib off for now because we don't know where the low is going to be formed as of yet. But yeah, perhaps we get the opportunity to 11 a.m. maybe long back above this liquidity and back into discount of the range. Wouldn't mind that. Maybe that ends up being the play that we get offered here. See if we can get another drive, though. Man, that's ugly 3 minute. But yeah, target, if we do get along here, I mean, once we start trading through like this trend line liquidity, could probably look to go break even if we get that. And then I'd probably look to go maybe 9:30 open. That was the 15-minute OB as well. We'll see where equilibrium obviously lines up in that area there. Would kind of be the idea. I apologize, guys, if I missed a bunch of chats when I was ranting. We were talking about ICT. I think I missed a bunch, but 2 hours on your hands. Stunna, that's a good thing. That's easier said than done for a lot of traders early on. Sometimes not even early on. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you get the itch even after many years of trading. Yeah, lots of people though can't sit at a chart for an hour, 2 hours, and not take a single trade. I do think it is a superpower. Once you develop that discipline to be able to do that, when you're not getting what you need to see to engage, you're on your way, boys. You're on your way. Do you think trading on Project X is better than Trade of 8? I mean, better. I mean, it's totally subjective, right? But no, I wouldn't say it's better. I wouldn't say it's better. I personally love TradingView. I mean, even the people that use, I mean, I just love using TradingView for my analysis, my charts. You know, the fact that I can execute on this and or NinjaTrader if I wanted to. I can, execute on NinjaTrader. But I have NinjaTrader pulled up. I can still use Replicanto to copy my trades. I mean, no, this is my preferred, for sure, platform. But I definitely don't mind Project X. I definitely has some useful features, different things. But I wouldn't say it's my preferred platform is all. Force the shit out of trades, risk everything. Listen, if I'm in a gamble mode with some, I guess just gamble mode in general, but like especially with like evals, I'll press button. Like that's the only issue with like these Apex accounts costing $16. It's like I don't give a fuck. $16. You just start pressing buttons. But I think the issue for some people is that they can't differentiate. That habit follows them into every other account too. Like, I'd probably make more affiliate money if I just sat here and I just blew through Apex eval accounts on repeat. Probably get more views on the YouTube stream as well. Oh my God, this guy's in a trade every 5 seconds. This is awesome. Nanye, the Apex eval really is $16. Yes, if you do use code Tyler. Only if you use code Tyler. No other code will work, actually, for applying the deal, actually. So, yeah, no, the 50K is right now with the 90% sale. It does end today, by the way, at end of the day. That was the Memorial Day sale, 90% off for a 50K. Well, 90% off all accounts, but it's $16 for a 50K. So those Apex giveaways. Listen, Nika, I'm going to do you guys a solid. I'm not going to do the Apex giveaways while the promo is going on. Like, if I'm going to save you guys some money, I'm not going to save you guys $16. I'm going to save you guys like $80. You know what I'm saying? I think that makes more sense. They always got to... Nah, they usually take like a week off. They usually take like a week off in between promos. I got these accounts to give away. The codes don't expire until September, so we got time. We got some more giveaways cooking as well. So y'all just hold your horses. Okay? We're getting there, boys. Boys and girls. Top step or Apex? Tradeify. Final answer. Pretty sure they done 10 to 15 million a month at one point. Oh yeah, they make stupid money. All these platforms make pretty insane money, I would think. It is interesting though. I mean, I guess I don't know what their overall like affiliate budget is. I don't know what they pay out affiliates monthly. Obviously, those big fat $1 million payouts that come around probably don't feel good at that current month. But those big payouts like that don't come around, every day or every month, right? So Funded Next, yeah, they're just too new. Same with Top One. Too new for me. I just need to see more before putting my name behind or promoting them to anybody. Like, just like, I guess I don't know too much about like Funded Next. I don't think they've done any like rule changes or anything, but Top One has changed rules like 3 times already, or something like that. Plus, I believe they're affiliated or tied to an MLM company, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm not totally correct with that, but that's kind of been some of the chatter I've heard. So for a few reasons, it's just been, not yet. Not yet, but I got to focus on, one at a time here as well for my own personal trading. If we're gonna get some max allocation at Apex, we're already max allocated at Top Step. Obviously, Tradeify, You can have 5 accounts as well. So I got to get to, 5 accounts that I can actively get payouts on and then get to live. Yeah, and then I got to run the gauntlet. Then I got to run the gauntlet on my fund of futures as well. So we got work to do, boys and girls. We got work to do. Yeah, I would agree with you, XD. For sure, the top 3 to 5, probably the most trustworthy. I mean, there's so many new firms coming around, and changing rules. You got a lot of the Forex space coming in. If FTMO, I will say this: if FTMO came into the future space, that would be interesting. I actually don't know why they haven't done so yet. I thought maybe they would have, but maybe it's coming, maybe it's not. I don't know. Either way, not that we need another firm, but since the Forex space is getting into the future space, just kind of seems like that would be the logical next step for them. And Tradeify is end of day drawdown for the straight to sim. Yes, Nanye. Yep. Yes. Top tier. Oh, Nika, top tier. Oh man. Does Q Banks and Anthony's World still own top tier? Or is it both of them still? What did I say, Lulu? If you're buying your first prop account, should you get Tradeify straight to funded? Well, little context potentially, Robert, would be useful, such as, would you say that you have a very confident defined edge like I said, that you're confident in based on your demo trading or back testing, mixture of both preferably, etc. Or maybe you've traded live and you have good results with your live account, and now you want to take your talents over to prop, right? However, I will say, I swear I heard no, I said Nika. Jesus. Geez, wow. But anyway, yeah, no, if you're confident, yes. Otherwise, no. I would say if you're still kind of refining your edge and strategy a little bit and psychology, then I would probably go the eval route. The straight to funded, in my opinion, is for the people that have they have some experience, confidence in their strategy, and they just want to skip the eval timeline. So useful for a lot of people. If you're just getting into prop, though, I will say this, and I don't know if you guys agree, but I definitely am somebody that thinks that trading props, I know that people complain about like the rules and stuff, and people a lot of times will say stuff like, oh my gosh, like if I didn't have the rules that came with this prop account, I would be like doing so much better as a trader. And the reality is, no, you wouldn't. I don't think you'd be doing any better without the rules. If anything, the prop firm rules probably have made many of us better traders, just in terms of risk management, just being more cognizant and aware of a lot of these things that maybe we were too lackadaisical without. But I speak firsthand as someone that I would have, for the money that I lost my first couple years in trading, if I would have been focused on prop accounts instead of like always funneling my own personal money into my personal accounts and then losing that, I would have saved myself so much money if I was blowing up prop accounts as opposed to blowing up my own personal accounts. You know, so there's that aspect as well. Because I'm sitting here loading up, you know, several hundred to a couple $1,000s every time, trying to, you know, you say you're not trying to flip those accounts, but it's just like you can't. You know, it takes money to make money. Let's just put it that way. Tyler, if you can meet anyone dead or alive, who would you like to meet? What a great question. Dead or alive? There's two ways you could go with that. I don't know, just meet him though? Like, are we just meeting, or we actually like, we having a conversation? Oh, that's tough. Well, he lived, so let me go with this. Easy answer. Don't know why this wasn't my first thought. Jesus. Politically correct answer as well. What do you guys think of that? I'd like to meet Jesus. I was gonna say Hitler, and then I was gonna say Trump. After thinking about it, we ended on Jesus. I just want to like, I need to know the other side of the story at this point. Like, all that I know is the history, what the history books say, what the teachers in my indoctrination camps have told me, and what the media says. But we've never, you guys think about that? We've never heard the other side of the story. Oh, yeah, here we go. I'm going to piss some people off by saying that. But, you know, I'll say, yo, Adolf. So, man, well, tell me, what the fuck's going on here? Yo, Adolf, chill, man. What's the beef, dog? Come on, fill me in, man. Oh, your dad? Oh, I was getting shit on for having a boring answer. Your dad. I'm glad he's your hero, though, Nanya. Sounds like a great guy. I see the reels on IG in English of his speech, and some of it makes sense. Yeah. Dude, there's so much stuff out lately. Did you guys see? Here's the things. Here's the stuff that gets me, though. I think with the... And I know that this really pisses off. I mean, I pissed off like probably a good chunk of my viewing audience last week when we kind of got on this topic. And obviously, this is a trading stream, not a political stream or anything like that. Not that this is necessarily political, but I just don't know how you can see what's going on in Gaza right now, and seeing like the Prime Minister of Israel, Netanyahu, literally saying like, "Oh, people that say free Palestine, it's the modern day equivalent of Hail Hitler." I mean, are you shitting me right now? Free Palestine, as they're literally just blowing up kids, women, and children. Zero to no evidence, like little to no evidence that there's any like Hamas terrorists in these buildings. And there's also the notion out there that Israel created, you know, what happened on October 7th to kind of like, quote unquote, justify what they're doing now in Gaza. So, yeah, I just think it's totally fucked up. And it annoys me that we pay for it. You know what I mean? I think we're on the wrong side of history with that one. So it makes you question a lot of other things. The true intentions The root of all of the problem. Where does the root come from? I will trade trend lines to America always support Israel, so why is that? I don't know, dude. That's what I'm wondering. I really don't know. They're supposed to be our biggest ally. I don't know what the fuck they've ever done for the United States. And yeah, I don't know. It is my criticism of Trump. Like the fact that, you know, all this talk about drain the swamp, get rid of the corruption. Well, let's fucking get rid of the corruption. It seems like it's pretty obvious where the corruption is at this point. So that's my perspective. Obviously, my perspective is limited. I don't have all the information that people that work in the government do, or the deep state. But yeah, I can see something that looks evil and call a spade a spade. I can do that. I know I can do that. I know that I can do that much. Eyeing up potential... Maybe this potential long, I don't know. Back into discount of the range. Oh, I don't love it though. Maybe I'll take it on these Apex evals. I think I'm gonna not touch my Tradeify straight to funded accounts this morning. Probably leave those for tomorrow. Let me change this. Oh man. Yes, that's what you gotta do. Which one do I want here? Yeah, not the PAs. 15. Gotta log out here. Log out. Oops. Not the PAs. We want 15 as our leader. Oops. Bring you back up there. $15. All right. Yeah, let's do this. We'll trade the Apex evals on this because I don't know. I'm not loving it enough to engage with it with accounts that I like actually care about too much. But I will fucking send some Apex evals. See if I fucking won't, because I will. See if I won't, because I will. I'm gonna see if we can get this pop up off this fair value gap into discount of the range. I'm looking for this scalp here. If we get back below this gap and close, I'll probably hop out the trade. Two minis. Risking $16 times 3. What was that, 48 bucks? Closure back below this gap, I'll hop out. I want to see this 5-minute hold. close like right on the low of that gap. Let's let this 2-minute close. Oh, God. A bearish SMT, yeah. Yeah, I just want to see a drive through. We're already kind of taking out some of this buy side here in this trendline liquidity. You know, maybe this is all it wants to give, but I'd like to see a deeper rebalance here. 5-minute OB. 2-minute gap holding for now. Basically full porting apex evals here. Oh, shoot. Play music, it might work this time. We got the elevator music in the background. We got the elevator music in the background. That's good enough. You're never going to make this putt. Just like you never got in the NHL, you jackass. One minute left on this 1-minute candle. Unless this candle just literally jumps off of a cliff. As it's kind of doing. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Paper trade? Yeah, Apex evals. Not on the PAs, not on the straight to fundeds, just on the evals. We're full porting some. Yeah, I didn't like the trade enough to trade it on actually something serious. Nor the overall price action for the day. Just gonna put the stop here at that low that just got put in, testing that gap in New York midnight. Where's the real Tyler with everyday profit? Fucker's dead. Fucking killed him. Bro, I'm trading evals. You guys need to relax. Didn't touch any of the fundeds today. He's blowing the evals he's supposed to give away. No, we still got the ones. We still got the giveaway. Who killed him? Netanyahu did. Netanyahu killed him. So today's play day? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Both objectives that I wanted were taken out before the first macro. And we got Nvidia earnings later today, FOMC meeting minutes later today, PM session. Like if I traded all PM session, it's gonna be me doing that. I'm gonna be full porting Apex evals. I'm just being honest. If I trade PM session, that's what I'm gonna be doing. At this point, I wanted to maybe get a clean move in the AM session. And the clean move like basically just took place without me, basically, right? The sell off from previous weekly high to these internal lows. Hey, at least I'm being honest. Would you guys rather I full port evals off stream? Some of you probably would, actually. I just thought while we're here, might as well. The giveaway work. We're not. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that. I'm not gonna do the Apex giveaway during the sale. Today is the last day of the Memorial Day sale. It just doesn't make any sense in my mind to save you guys very little money when I could save you a lot more when there isn't a deal going on. You understand? You want to blow your accounts with me? Listen, not a conflict of interest. Don't be copy trading. All right, blown out there. Minus 976 on the eval so far. Wanted to see price continue higher into discount of the range or equilibrium of the range here. Traded through the trendline liquidity, inverse the gap. Now we're back in the range. Inverse here on the 5-minute. And this might just, maybe it'll just keep pushing lower here. I'm not sure. I'm gonna stick with this for now though. See what we get. Another bullish SMT. We've been getting SMT, drive it out, drive it out, drive it out. This is the type of price action you can expect though when you got fucking FOMC meeting minutes in the afternoon and then Nvidia earnings. What's up, Rumhead? Yeah, but Stunna, this one don't. That one don't count. Eval trades don't count. No, it doesn't count. Doesn't count. Maybe it counts for you guys. Doesn't count for me. What's up, Lulu? Peace out, Stunna. Yeah, as far as re-entering, I was waiting to see if we get a closure above here and give us a bullish order block. Might try the long again. All right, I'm going to try that long one more time here. Just so everybody knows. Maybe I should fucking put it in big text. Yes, revenge trading evals. Watch this trick. Ready for this one? Oh, you thought we were done? Just wait. I'll show you boys how to full port an eval account. I'll fucking show you boys. You just wait. Oh, let's wait to see if we get a little bit wick lower into this opening price on this 1 minute order block. I was gonna add another one. You dirty dog. You dirty dog. You dirty little bastard. No way, you long again? Wait, I thought I was in a short. Whoops. Must have pressed the wrong button. Oh well, it's working. TP for me is going to be about 50% of the range here. So this 50% level. Getting up here above these highs. Maybe start shaving off once we trade above here. $15-minute high, 15-minute gap at 486. Thought maybe I'd be able to add another one to this. I don't want to just jump in here. I'll add another one if it does want to retrace. But yeah, guys, this is what full porting. Well, this actually isn't even kind of is. This is what full porting combines looks like, or evals. Don't you guys love it? Who am I kidding? You guys know exactly what it looks like. You don't need me to tell you. You don't need me to show you anything. All right, well, equity drawdown is in play now. We're getting back above the drawdown on the accounts from the last trade. I know, yeah. Not a real full, I mean, but I already had taken a $900, almost $1,000 loss on these. So in my mind, I was risking basically like the rest of my margin here. Keep SMTing both sides. We got SMT here again against this trade. With ES, obviously. Yeah, I don't want to add here. If we get back down to entry, I will add another one. This market, you can't underestimate these pullbacks. I mean, the pullback here, I underestimated that, and that's how that got stopped. So that's dope. Yeah, it might be cooked. That's all right. That's all right. TP, dude, these are evals, man. I mean, they're literally $16. Like, come on. Don't be greedy. This number isn't real. Dude, why did he steal your fair value gap concept? Oh. All right, went ahead and threw one more on here in this gap. Let's see. It might be cooked, chat. Yeah, we do have SMT here. We have SMT on both sides. So maybe I'll be cooked here and these will be blown out. Oops. After all that, just to blow it out anyway. Here's your 15-minute stick, 3 minutes. Give us a good close, you bastard. Jorge, come on. I don't know why you can't trust this. Listen, I can't trust it either. Why do you think I'm trading evals? Nothing is to be trusted today, boys and girls. Haven't I taught you anything? We got Nvidia earnings, FOMC meeting minutes. Today is not the day to have trust in the market. But for $48, I can trust it. I can trust it at least that much. But yeah, guys, please don't copy trade. Please don't copy trade. I mean, I tried making it very obvious. Evals only. If you can't afford to blow up evals, even at $16, I mean, this is why you can't copy trade. I'm not gonna give a shit. I'm not gonna give a shit if I blow $48 on 3 evals. I'll just buy more. That is correct, Junior. Yes, they work best in trending markets. $16 with the current sale, Baca. And code Tyler, of course. But I'm not advocating for people to just blow up evals. As an affiliate, that'd probably be a conflict of interest for me to encourage that. So I don't encourage it. I'm just telling you guys, in all honesty and transparency, what I'm doing. That's all this is. But I can afford to blow some. I can afford to blow some evals to push other evals quickly across the finish line. So that's what I'm doing. Apex Baca. What's up, Jaden? Another 100 mini short? Yeah. Might as well send it. Jorge, don't do it, Jorge. Don't do it, Jorge. How's the trade going? Pretty choppy. I had like $1,200 profit here at the high. And didn't do anything with it. Added another one when we pulled back to entry in this OB. Which plan? These are 50K Apex evals. Passed 3 yesterday. Got 3 more here. So we're on the road to 20. Basically full porting like 3 at a time. $200 minis. Jorge, you son of a bitch. Don't do it, Jorge. Wait till after we TP. Please and thanks. Junior, I can't tell if you have autism or not. I'm trying to be charitable. Come on, do something, NASDAQ. If you're going to sell, just sell already. Yes, Amine. Yep. I have a video on my YouTube actually just going over Replicanto and how to execute on TradingView. So you can check that out if you would like. But yes, I'm using Replicanto, copying the NinjaTrader and across my accounts, but I'm able to execute off the leader account on TradingView. These accounts will likely get blown out. I don't even know if it'll hit my stop loss. We'll go no stop. We'll go no stop margin call, boys. I think this will stop at like 2,300-ish. But boy, I am happy I didn't take these on anything funded. Now you see why. To be honest, if I took it on a funded account, I probably would have been break even after this run up. So I probably would have been stopped at break even here. In all honesty. How do I know when to avoid? I mean, just look at what price is doing. It's pretty choppy. We got Nvidia earnings later. We got FOMC meeting minutes this afternoon. Kind of was the expectation today. Junior, you were a charter member. How much did you have to pay to be a charter member? Five contracts on a funded? Oh no. Micros, hopefully. We do take stop losses like a man here. That is true. That is true. I took the stop loss off. It'll get margin called before it gets there anyway. Because I added a couple times. Is 2 cons enough for a 50K? Probably, yeah. It's probably more than enough, yeah. You're a charter member too? Yeah, how much did you guys pay to be charter members? $155 a month? I thought it was like $5,000, wasn't it? Wasn't it like $5,000 to be a charter member? I thought first private group back in the day. 2K all in. So you're saying Jade Cap charges way more? Is that what I'm hearing? Yeah, I was gonna say 2K is actually not the worst I've heard. Could be worse. You could have paid 2K or more to TJR. If you pay in 3 weeks. Oh, what happens if you don't pay in 3 weeks? KCS keeper. Oh, then it's 7,500. Wow. Yeah, that's a little spendy in it. Why are your guys' grannies fighting? Any reason for that, or? Alrighty, well, we're back at entry here. Didn't get margin called on these accounts yet. We're still waiting for Jorge to drop his 200 mini contract short, so it could happen any moment. Never want to get too confident. Yeah, 7,500 is a lot. That's a lot. How do you do with Apex trailing drawdown? Well, I mean, I kind of just full port, and I'm going to be full porting mostly during these evaluation phases. You'll probably get a better idea when I'm actually trading the PAs, because I'll have to deal with it up until I get to the safety net. I mean, these for the evals, I'm not even really considering it as a factor. I'm just full porting, trying to get it across the finish line. Jorge must have opened up his short. Could be the beginning of the end, boys. And unfunded, it stops trailing. It does stop trailing once you get to the safety net. So on the 50Ks, it's 2,600. So 2,500, which is your drawdown, plus $100. It stops. But the way that I'll manage it will just be a lot of partialing, you know, trailing stops, you know, just try not to let moves that have moved in my favor pull back against me too much. You know, try to find the happy medium where I can let a trade move to where I think it can go, but also not, you know, giving too much profit back where it's going to hurt my trailing drawdown. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'll have to, like I said, I'll have to trade the Apex accounts separately for a while. Because I will want to manage them differently than my other accounts. So that's the game plan. That is the game plan. Man, we had a nice profit on this trade too. Shucks. Shucks. Now we're just caught in this choppy ass shit. I don't know just pricing. I heard that they didn't. If they do stop following you, that would be actually incredible. But I heard that they did not. Maybe I misunderstood something. Yes, John. 30% consistency. Trailing stops at safety net. I did NQ, yes. I still have a free I made the Discord free. Yes. I'm trading on TradingView, Jose, and NinjaTrader. As you can see. So yeah, you can't do Rhythmic if you want to trade on TradingView or Tradeovate. Well, boys. Fucking A, I guess I should have taken profit up here. Why don't you guys tell me this was the high? Come on. I didn't know I was going to be sitting in this long. We're about to start another macro. It's probably not going to be favorable for me either. It's probably going to just sell right off. Trying to reverse psychology on the market. You guys know how it goes. $2K in 2 days, good. Sounds fine. Doesn't sound bad, Andre. These are 50K evals, nils. 50K evals was in some green by a few hundred dollars on this trade, so yo, are we back? It's working? That was so fucking weird. I literally got an encoder message pop up. And then it stopped the stream. I don't know what happened. And then it let me just come right back into the stream. I don't know what's going on, boys and girls. But we're back. I'm still holding this. Let me hang on. Let me pull up the Discord here. What's going on? All right. Well, we got to at least see the trade through, right? We got to see if we get margin called or if we're gonna end up trading back towards TP here. Got to give you guys some closures. We can't just end on a freaking lag out. That's not fun. You guys got to at least see the end of the trade, one way or the other, for better or for worse. For better or for worse. Where do I put my take profit? I don't have it on my chart right now. My plan is to start partialing out. I mean, if I'd have known we were just gonna stay sideways for another hour, I would have taken my profit when I had it here. But otherwise, I wanted to get to this 15-minute gap and towards equilibrium of the daily range from this morning. So my TP was going to be really above this black line here. This is a 15-minute fair value gap above here, 15-minute high. So I was going to start exiting positions, exiting contracts once we got above 486, 487. I know this shit has been. If I known that we were just going to go sideways, I would have just. I didn't have a crystal ball, boys. Why didn't anybody tell me this was going to be the high? Man, it's just sat here, but it might still pay off. I don't know. We're just sitting through the bullshit right now. Just happy I didn't take any trades on any of my funded accounts, XFAs, or these Tradeify accounts, the PAs. So worst case scenario, we're gonna blow some Apex evals for $16 a piece, or this thing just shoots up and we maybe pass them. So that's pretty much it. Pretty much it. Oh. Margin call incoming, actually. Our margin call incoming. Nar. I told you guys this macro wasn't going to be good. I don't know if it's going to go up. Yeah, I don't know either. Well, it might be over here shortly, boys. Kind of ready for it to be over, to be honest. Margin call like $200 away, something like that. We keep hitting midnight. Price is liking New York midnight. Let's see where the margin call is at. My bias is bearish as well. Once we get up here. My dog just comes and sits behind me and starts licking himself. Yeah. Well, Donovan, we got Nvidia earnings later tonight or later today after market hours, so the anticipation is just ass price action. There we go. Margin call complete, boys and girls, on these 3 Apex evals. So fuck, blew those out. We were up nice here at this point, but she turned around on us in a jiffy. That's all right though. I'll probably cop some more before the sale ends tonight. But we gave her a shot, man. We gave her a shot. That's all right. That's all right. Rip evals. Rip evals. Anyway. Well, the stream cut out and allowed us to resave it for nothing. I thought, could this be destiny? The stream worked, and then all of a sudden we started pushing up. I was like, oh, maybe it's gonna give in. But nope, wasn't the case. That's all right. But yeah, so just to kind of recap where we've gone today, let me go ahead and delete some of this stuff. But just to recap the ideas from today, obviously initially came in with a bullish bias, wanted to see price delivered a previous weekly high, which we got right at open. So market opened up here, we kind of chop but grind higher, and then right at I don't know, like 10 minutes in, we get this pump right to previous weekly high. And then we were looking to target these equal lows in equilibrium of the range, and ultimately we just basically turtle soup and sell straight down to these lows, and then we just do this slow grind sideways the whole time here. Yeah, I should have went 200 con short up here as well instead of adding more to the longs. Yeah, we kept getting SMT all over the place on this. This is why you don't trade anything too seriously in these conditions. This is just a big shit show fuckfest. But I had some fun. Yeah, you can pass the evals in one day. That's why I'm full porting them. I'm willing to lose $16 at a crack to full port them and just try to get them passed, if I'm being honest. Jorge, now I know. Now I know, Jorge. Son of a gun. Son of a gun. But yeah, guys, I'm going to be probably sidelined. I'm not going to lie. I might go full port some more Apex evals this afternoon, if anything. Because I kind of feel like it. But yeah, I'm not going to be trading anything seriously in the afternoon. We got FOMC meeting minutes at 2 p.m. We got Nvidia earnings later at 4:20. So be mindful about that. Tomorrow we'll be live and we'll hopefully see some good price action to close out the week, Thursday and Friday. So we'll treat tomorrow morning much more seriously than we treated this morning. Will be the idea. So anyway, all right, guys. Calling it there. No, I don't want to do a PM stream if I'm just going to be full porting Apex evals nonstop. I don't even know like how I'm supposed to trade this unless I just literally turtle soup lows and highs on repeat. I mean, just look at the price action here. It's like sweep a low, go higher, sweep a high, go lower, sweep a low, go higher. I mean, this is just, I don't know. It's not fun. So, all right, boys. Thanks for coming. Like the stream before you go. If you want, code Tyler at checkout. Apex deal ends today. 35% off. Tradeify accounts ends at the end of the month, boys and girls. Appreciate you guys showing up as always. Be safe. Good luck. Good trading. If you are still trading the rest of the day, that'll be just like this price action to just fly as soon as it margin calls my ass. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. But anyway, appreciate you guys showing up. I'll see you boys and girls tomorrow. All right. And I'll talk to you guys in the Discord if you guys are in there. Peace and love, everybody.
Our trade sits at his desk, coffee in hand. The NASDAQ charts on his screen, he's in command. He's a day trader, chasing dollars and dreams. Using ICT concepts, he's got some tricks up his sleeves. From Fibonacci retracement to volume spread analysis, Tyler knows the smart money. He's gaining an advantage. He watches the market like a hawk in the sky. With every tick and every turn, he's catching the high. Running with the smart money, kicking up dust. Tyler trades a day trader you can trust. Dancing with the bulls, riding with the bears, making moves, taking risks, he's a millionaire. With the bulls, riding with the bears, making moves, taking risks, he's a millionaire.